Other yellow hat guy here with another video. This one's gonna be tough. I'm trying to keep this one short. Last couple videos I did, like I said, I don't really sketch these out. They just kind of, life just happens. I have a thought and I said, I want to talk about this. So this is another rambling video. Uh, Thank you for watching. If you've been watching, I've been playing Undertale still, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I highly recommend that game. So let's get into what I'm talking about right now. I'm going to talk about Justin Carmichael, aka Jew Wario. Why am I talking about him? Here's why. Other yellow hat. I'm other yellow hat guy. The other yellow hat guy. Not that yellow hat guy. The other yellow hat guy. So if you were around from the beginning when I started that channel and kind of morphed it into a gaming kind of thing, I was inspired by that guy. There were two guys. You had a guy who was unrelated, who was in the comic books, who rocked up to Rob Liefeld at a comic convention, gave him a copy of How to Draw Comic Books the Marvel way. Yeah, had the audacity to do that. It's like, hey, if you don't like his art or his style, just don't buy his books. Granted, he was everywhere in the 90s. He had this over-exaggerated style of muscles. It was like a hyper-kinetic version of Jack Kirby. That's the best way I can describe it. You had guys that have these huge pouches and bullets and, firearms the size of penises. I guess they were making up for how small they... I don't know. We won't get into that, but I've actually met Rob. Rob's a cool guy. So I'm not trying to bash his art or anything. I'm just letting you know there was a guy who did that, and he was immediately kind of, crapped on by all of the comics industry. It's like, whether you like Rob or not, it's very disrespectful to come to his venue, coming to his job and crapping on him, and, you're not his boss. Who are you? But I got drunk one night, wrote a song for Gail Simone, telling her, hey, I want to be your yellow hat guy. And you can also check that out on my channel. And I took the yellow hat guy to be kind of like an overzealous stan, somebody who, they actually really like you because, you got to like the guy enough to want to buy him that book just to insult him for views or whatever. Part of you kind of likes the attention. And, saw some pictures of Gail when she was, a teenager. Gail's still attractive now. But as a teenager... Well, anyway, that's not what this video is about. I love you, Gail. Still love you. This video is about Justin Carmichael, Jew Wario. So, if you thought what I just said was creepy, here's where this gets creepy. Now, I don't like to talk about the dead, because Justin did kill himself. So, the channel, the Let's Plays were kind of in honor of him, because he did a lot of Let's Plays and well, I won't say a lot. What he was known for was kind of doing these import games, where he'd show you games from Japan, other regions, and show you what those games are like if you were somehow able to get the game translated or a ROM hack, whatever. He would show off these games and get you interested in checking out these games, especially for consoles that you may not even have touched anymore. He was that guy. He was the Jew Wario, whatever that really means. I don't know, but he had a yellow hat on with Wario, and he had his animated personality and would constantly upload videos to entertain you. Now, what's come out is Channel Awesome, aka that guy with the glasses. They're in some hot water right now. They're in some controversy over how they've treated some of their content creators. Back when I used to wear glasses, I wanted to be a part of that guy with the glasses because there were a couple of guys that had glasses that were running this whole video game movie review thing. And that was Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, and James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd. Don't need to really tell you about the Angry Video Game Nerd. Just look at where I'm at. I'm not at his place, but this is my own game room, inspired by my love for Nintendo and all those things that I share in common with the Angry Video Game Nerd. So, Jew Wario doing video game reviews, and he was under Channel Awesome. He was affiliated with that guy with the glasses. He was also affiliated with RetroWare TV, my buddies, the Game Chasers. He was affiliated with all that. So those guys may not make a video like this. Some people have. because they were closer to him than obviously I am. I never really knew the guy. I got as close to meeting him when I met the Game Chasers, James Rolfe, some others, at a MagFest way back in, I want to say, 2012, 2013. One of those years, probably 2012. Met up with them and got them to sign some stuff. Jew Wario was there. Justin was there. But what happened was, shortly after that convention, he ended up taking his life, taking a gun in the bathroom, and he just killed himself. Very sad time, and he was inspirational to a lot of people. One of his things was, don't let the depression get to you. He had problems, people knew about it, but he was an outlet, like a lot of these content creators are, for people to say, hey, this guy's like me or going through something. They help me get through it. That's what I take away from Justin Carmichael, at least up until what I'm about to tell you right now. So I'm not going to say any of these other things are fact or fiction, because right now it's allegations. It's somebody's word. But it's a crisis for me because, like I said, I'm kind of derivative of the guy. The name of, this kind of character is the other yellow hat guy. Captain Sensation is the network. It's my own thing, but other yellow hat guy, at least as far as the video games are concerned, they're related. And I run a Pokemon Go themed, group and all that all over the city I live in. And some of them are probably like other yellow hat guy. Is it just based on the hat? If they do their research like I'm doing here telling you, they might sit back and think, oh, this guy has some dark secrets, like we all do, but this is one of those criminal ones. So what am I talking about here? Justin was affiliated with that channel and then got put off of that channel. He got put off of that channel for reasons unknown. Channel Awesome didn't talk about it. Just like the allegations they're in now, they're not talking about it. And it's caused some problems, especially with Carmichael's legacy. So you find out he kills himself and you don't know why. This is a guy who was married. He was in his 40s. Maybe things weren't going in his life the way they needed to, but you're making a considerable amount of money on YouTube. I mean, you're not having to work a 9 to 5. And maybe he still did something like that, but, he wasn't one of the biggest channels, but people knew him. People loved him. And for some people, that's not enough. Some people it is. And maybe that still weighed in on him. Maybe what I'm about to divulge is him losing all that is what drove him to the edge. So what was put out was a 96-page document talking about Channel Awesomes and the wrongdoings that happened there. Everything from sexual harassment to not being paid dutifully, not getting the promotion that you needed, and just different favoritisms of channels. All that was going on. And it was shocking to me because I look at Doug as a nice guy, and everybody's a nice guy on YouTube. Hell, I'm a nice guy on YouTube. I'm trying not to curse in these videos, but if you look at some other videos, you'll find stuff that you're just like, I don't rock with him on that. Doug Walker saying the N-word, I don't rock with him on that. John Tron saying the stuff he said, I don't. All those dudes, we all have flaws. We're not perfect. You can't expect us to be. The difference between what you're saying and what you're doing, I think there's a big difference in that. You may not feel that way, and that's fine, but I think that what you say, if everybody who raps did the things that they say, you might give them respect if you're about that life. But if you're not, and it's just entertainment, then it's just entertainment. Those guys don't go to jail for talking about shooting up the club. It's when they actually do it that they go to jail, right? And even then, if they do it, if they got enough money, they might get off. But I digress. Carmichael was not mentioned in this document directly, but some of the members who are mentioned, you can kind of do the math, and some of the creators just straight up tell you, hey, there's a guy out there, we weren't naming, who was grooming these young girls to be like sex objects, like young girls. And when you're in power, you kind of have, access to influence. And how you choose to use that is crucial. especially in today's day and age. I mean, it has been forever. I mean, since the dawn of time, but it's coming to light now. A lot of shady stuff with the Harvey Weinstein and the, Louis C.K. and all this stuff that's come, Bill Cosby, all this stuff that's coming out now. People abusing their power for their own self interest. It's coming out and people are being exposed. Justin, no different. He's not here to defend himself, but he was accused of grooming these girls up, these really young girls, basically painting him as a pedophile. Now, I'm not saying he is or that he was, and I'm not saying that he's not. All I'm saying is this is what the information is, and I'm not trying to get you to hate him or dislike him or whatever. This is just what's there, and this is what I have to wrestle with as the other yellow hat guy. Do I want to continue being the other yellow hat guy? So where it all came to a head is I had an opportunity to meet him and didn't get to see him. And I felt really bad about that because if I would have I could have made a difference. I'm not saying I would have, but sometimes all people really need is a soft ear and a nice gesture to change their thoughts, change how they're feeling and what they're going to do. You ever have a bad day and somebody tells you, hey, I like your hat, or I like your dress, I like your shoes. And that diverts your thinking to, instead of, hey, let me go home and drink myself to death. So you know what? Somebody liked my dress, they like my clothes. Maybe I should go out, be around people, and maybe see something different. It could be a parallel universe where the you that's super depressed and self-loathing is 5 decisions away of ending things goes one way, and the one that diverts from that goes another. Gets a new job, gets a new car, wins the lotto, whatever. You just never know how that plays out. But if I could have had that opportunity to say, hey, Justin, I like your work. It's really cool. Where'd you come up with this, that, and the third? Maybe that makes a difference in his life. You just don't know. And finding out that information later, I got to live with that. Like, hey, it's really sad all the way around. So, no victim blaming in this video, none of that stuff, no defending Justin or any of that. It's just, it is what it is. They outed him as that, and I'm really shocked. I'm really flabbergasted. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do I need to do something with the channel different? I kind of feel like maybe I should, but on the other hand, I'm like, hey, I'm not him, so why does it matter? But when the future comes around and they're like, why are you other yellow hat guy? And I got to explain this. It's like, oh, so you're based off the guy who's accused of being a pedophile or is a pedophile? How do you defend that? It's like, you come out and say you have your own sub plan of how you eat subs and lose weight based off of Jared Fogle or whatever, right? No one's trying to hear that. And you got to explain, well, this was before all the bad information came out. It's like, well, now that you know, you got to distance yourself from that. So the video I put up in tribute, I got to take that down, I guess. Make it private. I don't know what to do. But I feel like I should at least talk about that now so that you know. And it's not one of those things later like, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on what's happening or what has happened. I hope Channel Awesome gets things together. I wanted to be a part of Channel Awesome. I wanted to, make videos with Lynn Cara and Rap Critic and, a couple of those other guys. But don't see that happening now because they're no longer affiliated with the channel. The sad thing is it seems like Doug Walker is trapped. He created this Nostalgia Critic character and then sold the rights to the character to the guy who's the CEO of the company, who most of the blame from a lot of these content creators, their grievances is on. They really just want him gone. But Doug is kind of like, I don't want to be involved. I'm not in this. But it's like, you are, Doug, because you're the face of the company. You're the mascot. I don't know. I hope they figure that out and get that together. Let me know what you think, though. But I saw this in somebody else's video, and I'm going to leave it at the end of mine, too. And that's, you aren't stupid. Don't let people have you feeling like you are, for whatever reason. See you in the next video.